Gavin Newsom had an opportunity to have millions of gallons a week, a day, millions and millions of gallons come down from the north. And I was able to get him federal approval from that, from the Department of Commerce of all departments. I didn't realize it would go through Commerce. I would have thought environmental, but it goes through Commerce. I got all of the approvals, and he said, I don't want to sign it. I don't want the water. We don't need the water. I said, you need the water. Your reservoirs are empty, the whole place. You need the water. That was 5 years ago. And I had it all done. The work was all done. We sent it to him. He refused to sign it. And if you noticed yesterday, the hydrants were empty. They didn't have any water, many of them. They said 20%, but now I just heard 50%, and now none of them have water, and that fire is still raging. When he turned that down, I was going to give him unlimited water. It would come down. It really comes down from the north, way up north, including parts of Canada. It's so much water that they wouldn't know what to do with. Just the opposite would have happened.
Finally, we have critical mass where enough people are not naive anymore, and people can put two and two together. Wait, why did you drain the reservoir? We don't know. 2 months before. Why did you not do the fire hydrant testing last year for the first time ever? Why did you not do any fire mitigation and cut back any of the brush? Why are you doing it statewide? Why are you not releasing water from the reservoirs that are full? When it's been a huge, ongoing scandal. And by the way, remember how Trump, until his last year in office, Newsom would act friendly to him on the surface, but stab him in the back. And Trump would say, Newsom's okay, because Trump was trying to work with him. But then when Trump went and got the federal regulators from northern and also eastern California and Oregon and Washington and Canada to say, and he got the regulations removed because it wasn't laws, it was just bureaucrats refusing. He got the Department of Bureau of Land Management, BLM, he got the Forest Service, all of them, the EPA, to say, we're going to give California all the water they want. And it's gravity. It just comes out of the mountains. And Newsom literally told Trump on the phone, and Trump's talked about this. I'll play the clip in a moment. And by the way, you think I know everything. I don't. I'd never seen this clip of Trump years ago. And this is when he started calling him new scum. Because Trump loves to get stuff done. I mean, he's OCD about it. And he loves to do good things. And he went and got it all set up for Newsom and the West, by the way, to get all the water they'd want. And because it just runs off in the ocean if they don't get it. And Trump found out there were all these highland chains and highland lakes and mountain reservoirs built that weren't being used since the 90s. And he said, it's basically free water. There's not even cost in this. We spend as much to divert to the ocean. And Newsom said, we're not going to do that. And that's when, and see, we just showed an earlier clip, just the video up there. Everybody played it days ago. But Trump, 6, 7 years ago out there, when he first been in office for about a year with the big fires. And he's like, we're going to fix this. We're going to have the Forest Service stop blocking it. We're going to get the water in here, and this is all going to stop. And, Newsom agrees, and he's working with me. And Newsom was saying, yes, sir, do that, do that. And then Trump went and did it. Took him over a year to get it done. I mean, Trump is a maniac about getting stuff done, people that don't know behind the scenes. He made hundreds of phone calls just on that issue, visited Congress, everything. And then Newsom said no. And Trump said, excuse me? I've got you unlimited water, and you already had enough. And then Trump investigated and found out they already had plenty, and they were using the smelt fish that isn't even from California, is invasive to do it. And Trump got pissed. That is not ineptitude. That is not incompetence by Newsom. You go read the Nature Conservancy, the Sierra Club, the UN treaties, UNESCO, the Biological Diversity Treaty, all of it, and it's treaties. That's why all over the Western world they're getting rid of gas-powered stoves and water heaters and central heating. That's why they're banning single-family dwellings. That's why they're shutting down farms everywhere. That's why they're coming after beef. All this stuff doesn't happen worldwide out of the sky. It's UN global governance. I'm going to say it for the 1000th time. The UN doesn't come with blue helmets and soldiers. That's in the third world when they're stealing land. They come with poison shots and regulations and lockdowns and cutting off your pipelines and your oil and your gas and your natural gas and your electricity and your energy, and through the education system, brainwashing and dumbing down your children. Funded by BlackRock and the big central banks.
Gavin Newsom had an opportunity to have millions of gallons a week, a day, millions and millions of gallons come down from the north. And I was able to get him federal approval from that, from the Department of Commerce of all departments. I didn't realize it would go through Commerce. I would have thought environmental, but it goes through Commerce. I got all of the approvals, and he said, I don't want to sign it. I don't want the water. We don't need the water. I said, you need the water. Your reservoirs are empty, the whole place. You need the water. That was 5 years ago. And I had it all done. The work was all done. We sent it to him. He refused to sign it. And if you noticed yesterday, the hydrants were empty. They didn't have any water, many of them. They said 20%, but now I just heard 50%, and now none of them have water, and that fire is still raging. When he turned that down, I was going to give him unlimited water. It would come down. It really comes down from the north, way up north, including parts of Canada. It's so much water that they wouldn't know what to do with. Just the opposite would have happened. And that's the reason that this happened. He wouldn't do what we wanted. And we're going to force that upon him now. But it's very late, because I think it's one of the great catastrophes in the history of our nation. This is not just in Los Angeles. I've never seen anything like that, devastation. And we're talking about homes that cost $200, $300, $400 million. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. People that, and very influential people worldwide. I don't know that they ever go back either, because you know, they weren't happy with California. They weren't happy with Gavin Newsom. They weren't happy with their whole lifestyle there, with the crime being out of control, all the other problems. They were not happy. And it's going to be very interesting to see whether or not they're going to build, or whether somebody else is going to build and build a much lesser home. These were the most expensive homes outside of Palm Beach County. I see a list outside of Palm Beach. These were the most expensive homes anywhere in the world. And I think a lot of them are just not going to go back and build it. Plus, they don't want to be part of a construction site. They don't want to, they're building a home, another one's building a... All
right, let's stop there. But I mean, the point is that Trump went and got him the water. And they already have it. They're blocking it. They have plenty of it.
Folks, we're coming up to break. Please visit the AlexJonesStore.com. There are so many amazing products available. I highly recommend the Ultimate Sea Moss Gummies. Now, these Ultimate Sea Moss Gummies are incredible for so many reasons. If you loved Survival Shield X2 or X3 from the InfoWars store, then you'll love the Ultimate Sea Moss Gummies from the AlexJonesStore.com, because it is an incredible source of iodine. And it's not just pummeling your body with iodine, but it's also giving you all of the necessary ingredients, minerals, and nutrition to make that iodine as bioavailable as possible, so your body can actually absorb it. Now, we need iodine. Even the CDC and the WHO say that iodine deficiency is a major health issue. We need it so our thyroids can be empowered to detoxify our bodies from the toxins in the food, water, and air that we breathe. Go to the AlexJonesStore.com, get Ultimate Sea Moss Gummies now, and be the reason Alex will always be on the air.